Damon Martin, MMA Fighting, here with the great Joanna Jedrzejczyk. Joanna, it has been a little over a year since we've seen you fight, but I do follow you on Instagram, and you have been very, very busy over the past year. So how are you?
Actually, I'm very good. It's great to talk to you. Good to hear you. It's always pleasure to talk to you. But yeah, it's been a while. I stepped into the octagon last time. It was March the 7th last year in Las Vegas. But my opponents, I mean, like Willie Zhang or Andros Namajunas, they are about to fight, so they took a longer break as well. So I don't worry about myself because I keep on training every day since my last fight. So I train every day, even twice a day sometimes.
Yeah, I know that, your schedule, had been so busy over the past few
Yeah.
years and, you really hadn't taken much of a break. Obviously, you're still training, but it looks like you've just kind of been enjoying life a little bit and actually just, living.
Yeah, I'm living my best life with my personal or business problems. We all have it, I mean, but I'm very happy, and I take everything what's happening in my life, and I give a lot. I give 100% every single day in everything I do, but I get as much as I can, and but yeah, I'm still an athlete because I really want to do it, but I set my priorities. I have different priorities. I don't wanna be part of this crazy race, rat race. I call it rat race because I was there. I was the champ for a long time, and it's been a while. I lost the title to Rose Namajunas, but I know my value. I gave the fight of the year, the fight of the decade, and I know I'm still very good. And like I said, I don't sleep. I don't waste my time. I keep on training all the time, and I can't wait to get back to American top team. Actually, I'm doing a big TV deal in Poland, but can't wait to get back to the States and start training with my team again.
Absolutely. I was going to ask you about the TV. Now, I'm in the United States, so I'm not watching TV in Poland, but I have seen you on Instagram. You've been doing some stuff. So what have you been doing? What is the TV show you're doing? Is it a
Uh,
reality show? What is it?
Yeah, it is Dance Dance Dance. It's a reality show. I supposed to be the competitor, but I had some personal issues. I couldn't take part in this program, so they offered me to be a judge, the jury. So I'm happy to do that. It's a big deal. I'm very happy, and it's a very big production. It's something new for me. As you can see, we all look very very good. We wearing like super nice clothes, but it's not about this. I'm very happy that I don't know much about dancing, but it's a pleasure for me to sit next to two very famous, popular, and people with a big knowledge when we're talking about, of course, dancing. But I always say this doesn't matter who you are, what you do. If you wanna be the MMA champion, if you wanna be the best dancer, if you wanna be the scientist, journalist, or whatever you want to do, it's all the same. Big discipline and hard work, and you have to believe in yourself. And I'm happy to be part of this program and be part of. Big motivation for the competitors. So very
Yeah.
very happy. But I'm doing so many projects. Like 2 weeks ago, I finished racing course, so I wanna do Dakar in 3 years. But I do so many stuff, man. I keep on busy, and I'm very happy that I'm evolving on in different life like disciplines or whatever, because I'm living my best life, and I'm very grateful for every single day.
Absolutely. So many people you want to know you as a fighter, but I really enjoyed. It seems like over the last year you've really been able to kind of spread your wings a little bit and do some different fun things. I know you obviously had to deal with Puma, which is awesome.
Yeah,
You've been doing
it is.
modeling. I saw you on the cover of Glamour. I mean, come on, like
Yeah.
it seems like you're having some fun with this.
Man, it's big. Like last few weeks were like I keep on busy. Like some people are like, I don't know how we do it. it seems like you are three people, inside you, like, because I do so much, like three persons, that's crazy. But I'm just trying to get as much. I'm trying to get every single chance, but sometimes I get to the edge, but I take care of myself, since the time I lost the belt. I realized that I have to take care of myself as a human, because sport is only part of our lives, But of course, people doubt and people will do that. But I approach so much. But the craziest thing about is that I feel hungry, I feel the fire, and I was back to ATT in November last year for a month, and I supposed to be back 2 months ago, but because of this super big project, I couldn't. But I will be back soon. I yesterday UFC booked my flight because I will do the TV series with the UFC. They do this. They're doing this video about the fighters. But I'm happy to be back to training, and I hope that very soon we will make some plans about my next fight.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you about fighting in 1 second, but when you became UFC champion and you became one of the biggest names in the sport and all the things you've done in your fight career, did you ever imagine modeling was in your future? Did you always want to be a model?
Man, I'm too ugly. I'm too ugly for that. But I love myself, I don't care, like, it's like, for someone I will be, I'm good looking, for someone not, but I'm not a model, but I like to take care of myself, Back in the day, I used to walk like only with the bunny on my head, but it's good to take care of yourself, As I love to take care of myself as a woman, and I'm not only an athlete, and some people can't understand it, but I can't help, I am who I am, and I'm just enjoying my life, and I know that I can do both. You can do both, you can do whatever you want to do, and yeah. But I'm still crazy about being a UFC champion one more time. But the modeling is not for me. But I'm like last year I graduated third studies, and I'm about to do another studies. And I do so many businesses right now, and I love to challenge myself, and actually I'm starting new 2 businesses in Poland, and I will go worldwide. January I released my second biography. I'm about to release my documentary movie with HBO. They've been following me for 3 years when I was the champion, when I lost the belt, so it's going to be big because it's going to be on HBO Go platform in 17 countries, one day. So very soon, next month probably. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. So, Joanna, let me ask you, when you're, you've got so much going on, and obviously fighting can't last forever, so you've got all these other things you're doing, but how much do you pay attention, to your division, to the sport, when you're not necessarily fighting? Like, are you still watching? Are you still paying attention to what's happening?
No, yes and not. Of course, I'm focused on my division and what's happening. And, I'm very happy for Jan Blachowicz. He defended the belt. I'm happy for Mateusz Gamrot, who won last week. I know there is so much potential in these guys, so much potential in Mateusz Gamrot. He lost his debut a few months ago, but it was a little bit too much for him before the fight. But I'm very happy for these guys, and I was never this kind of fighter or person who was paying so much attention to the fighting world, because I do my job in the gym and I live and I go. I do enjoy my life, I like to go on penny board, on skateboarding, or to the beach when I'm in camp or not. But but man, I took a longer break after Valentina's fight. I was back. I had a good fight with Michelle Watterson, and I faced one of the greatest, Willie Zhang. And I don't go crazy in my head that I took 12 or 14 or 15 months of break. And there's so many prospects, but when they get to the top 3, they fall. And there is something about the champions, I agree with Muhammad Ali. The champions are not made in the gym. It's about something here, and I know I was born with it, and the road I took, the bumps, up and downs, but God prepares me for this, to be the champ, to lose the belt, and do it one more time very soon.
Absolutely. Let me ask your opinion, if I could, Joanna. The title fight that is coming up between Zhang and Rose. You did fight both of them, obviously, and had very, very close fights with both. I'm not going to bring up the decisions because we're not going to have that discussion. I understand.
We don't have to. We don't have to. They won the fight. Rose knocked me out in the first fight. She won the rematch, and Weili Zhang won the 1 hour last fight. So we shouldn't discuss with judges' decisions. And UFC is simply the best MMA league in the world, and I'm very happy to face the greatest, and I always wanted to compete on the highest level, and this is what I do. Actually, I will be watching these fights live next week. You can actually watch me because UFC will be streaming from my house in Poland. I don't know how they call this, like UFC live. I watch UFC live. I don't know how they call it, but it's streaming. So you can watch me watching these fights live, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I will be watching this fight because I will pay attention to this fight, and of course Jessica Andrade and Valentina Shevchenko, and the main event Usman and Masvidal.
Absolutely. When you talk about the strawweight title fight, do you lean one way or the other in terms of who you think's going to come out on top in that one?
It's hard, and it's hard. I really believe that Rose Namajunas can outscore Weili Zhang, but she must be careful because Weili is powerful. But you know what? All the videos she's posting, and she posted before my fight, even these punches are not that hard, and like people will go crazy because how is possible? Your head was so big, was so swollen. Of course, it was swollen, but something happened in my head. And the blood was coming out, but inside my skin, and it was hematoma. But I fought with the stronger fighters, because I didn't feel that much power of the punches, But I know that Rose can outscore Weili Zhang, but Weili Zhang is a powerful girl, She's very powerful girl, and very often I say, for me it's 50-50, like every fight in the UFC, and it's not because I don't like to call the fights, but it's 50-50, It's difficult to score this fight before for me, but very often I say that Rose has a chance, so people are going like, no, Weili is too strong, but I'm like just watch this fight, So I don't know. I wish lots of luck to both of them, and I hope they will bring the strawweight division even higher than I did last time with Weili Zhang, But I feel like every time I step into the octagon, I break another barriers and limits and records. I did that many times with winning the belt, defending the belt, and now with with putting on such a great shows.
Absolutely. I know it's not your division right now. It may be again one day in the future, but are you looking forward to Valentina and Jessica Andrade as well?
Yes, I do. I love Valentina Shevchenko. We known each other for 4 years. We've been competing in Muay Thai, but we always had a good relationship. We are always very supportive to each other, and it's going to be an interesting fight. Like we know that Valentina Shevchenko is also very, very powerful, strong puncher, and her kicks are very, very strong. But she has to be careful with Jessica Andrade because she doesn't have to cut that much weight as before in the strawweight division, and she grabs the kicks very 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 good. So Valentina, we have to be careful with this one, So because we saw in the Jessica's and Rose's fight that Jessica can be very dangerous.
Absolutely.
And she can slam you down.
Absolutely. So now when it comes to your own career, obviously you mentioned, you want to come back fairly soon. Obviously we are getting fans back in the arena. I know that was something that was important to you.
That's why, yes, it is. And I'm very happy. I can't wait, I even, a few times I was at this point where I was like, no, I should be fighting. But then I was like, for me, there's no sport without fans, and for me, it's difficult. And some fighters can't understand it, and they think it's an excuse. And even fans are saying this, but for me, it's not. Because I really feel that motivation and extra power from the fans. So I'm happy that the shows with the audience are back, and I can't wait. I'm really about to plan my next fight. Actually, in my head, I already planned it. I planned the fight already, and I know that I'm going to fight very soon. And May 29, 26, I'm flying back to the States. I'm planning to stay for 2 months, but I don't know if I will be back home. I might stay till September and maybe take the fight. So let's see what's going to happen next week. I want to get the winner of this fight. I heard that Weili Zhang wants to go up. If she wins with Rosamund, she wants to go up and face Shevchenko. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me ask that question. That's a perfect segue to my question, Joanna. When it comes to
the thing is, I was like, Jay, maybe it's enough, But I was like, questioning myself, like, oh, maybe you should stop. You're super busy, You made this money. You're doing so many stuff. You're living your good life, but I can't. I feel like I can't. And I won't stop. And that's the thing. If I was like losing fights, I mean like knockout or like, or if I was losing fights on points, like the difference was big, but it's not. I always put on another show, and the fights are very close. So I want to keep on going.
Absolutely. Well, that's a perfect segue to my question, Joanna, which is, when you look at, opponents, you've never been a fighter to turn down a challenge or to turn down an opponent, but in a perfect world, I agree. I think you against the winner of Weili Zhang and Rose Namajunas makes a lot of sense. Is that kind of where your head's at?
Yes, man. Why? I know there are so many people like, oh, but you lost, you have to prove it again. I proved that in my last fight, putting on fucking hell of a show, giving like the closest fight ever. And that's the thing, fight of the year, no gender, no weights, you know what I mean? So it's like the ticket for next title fight, So that's the thing. And I just don't want to fight for nothing anymore, That's the thing, That's the thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
if I fight for big trophies, and I don't have to prove it, to anybody.
Yeah. I agree. That fight with Zhang last year was the fight last year was one of the greatest fights in the history of the sport. It was so razor close. I think I told you when we spoke after the fight, I said, and it's absolutely nothing against Weili whatsoever. I said I thought you won the fight, but it was a very close fight. Credit to her.
It is what it is. Yeah.
But I would love to see it again. And listen, you and Rose had a very close fight in the rematch as well. So either way, I think I'd love to see either one of those.
Either way, it's going to be good. Fight with each of them is going to be good, and that's the thing. And the other thing is like you said about like how active are the champions, I know it's COVID time, there's so many problems, but Israel Adesanya, Jan Blachowicz, the other guys they are fighting very often, and since the time I lost the belt, it's like going like so much in the strawweight division, and that's the craziest thing, and I can't understand,
Yeah, yeah. I know you said that, when you're not, right now, obviously you're going to be watching the title fight and obviously you're not living every day watching every UFC fight that's out there, but have you been impressed by anything you've seen out of the strawweight division in the last few months? I mean, obviously we just saw Mackenzie Dern get a big win. I know
Oh yeah,
Yan
it's a good one.
Xiaoning. Yeah, she's fighting Carla Esparza, but that's a fun one. That's kind of a newcomer to the division. So we got a couple of new contenders in there, right?
Yeah, of course. Yes, yes, yes.
But
I'm just focused. I'm just focused on my thing. I'm happy for these girls, and I'm just focused on myself.
yeah, and
So
focus
what's
on
next for me? Yeah, like it's a fight, and like I said before, there's so many upcoming prospects. But when it comes to the title fight or the to get the challenge, the next challenger, the fight before becoming the challenger, they are not that strong. They can keep the pressure. They can't win with the pressure. I don't know
yeah.
what to say.
Well,
I'm just focused on myself. I was waiting for this fight. I was waiting for this fight, and it's COVID time, so that's the only thing why the belt wasn't stripped. You say, yeah, the strawberry belt.
yeah, yeah,
Because once a year you have to defend the belt, but we're having a COVID time. So when I was the champ, I was defending this belt very often, like a crazy.
yeah. Well, I think
Because I was like a soldier, UFC soldier, and I was there on every call. So,
absolutely. Well, I think you against the winner of Weili and Rose would be a fantastic fight, and
yeah.
I hope that's what we see.
I called Mick. I called Mick a few days ago, and I just told him like, you know what? The baddest bitch on the planet is back. So book the flight, watch this fight, and tell everybody, that I'm next.
I love it.
Me.
I love it. Joanna, I'm glad you're doing so well. You really are living your best life, and I love that
Thank
because,
you.
again, we get so wrapped up in the fights, and that's all we think about sometimes, and I'm just glad you're out there, having fun and enjoying yourself and
I
doing
am.
some fun projects.
I
And
am. I even can't believe how beautiful is life. And I've been doing MMA for like martial arts for the last 18 years, but I'm happy that I found the balance between both things. My personal and business life. But because of UFC, I could like spread my wings and I can do even more. And that's the craziest thing. And sometimes people, I know when you're an athlete and if you want to be the champion, you have to be focused on one thing. But I went back to the States and I will stay there for 2, 3, 4, 5 months even. And I know I will be doing only this, only training, focus on my next fight. But if I'm not in camp, I love to enjoy my life. And very often people are. I think it's kind of jealousy. They say, no, it's not just jealousy, but you approach this, you do this, you do that, you have this and that. Of course, because I'm working my ass very hard every single day. But I just love it, man. I just
yeah.
love it.
Well, Joanna, thank you as always for taking the time. I'm glad you're doing
Thank you,
well.
thank you.
And I look forward to you coming back to the States. Hopefully, maybe I can come down and see you in Florida again now that we're getting
Yeah,
through
I
all this
can
COVID stuff.
actually. Yesterday, I sent him. I texted my manager Jennifer Goldstein, who I really love, and I'm very glad I have Jennifer, and I'm part of ATT, the number, Mikey Brown, Cattle Kobis, and the rest of the coaches. I miss them so much, and I love them. But I told Jennifer that I want to be a guest at the event uh, in July 10, Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier. But Mick, remember about my phone call and my promise. Back it up, back it up.
I love it. Joanna, thank you as always. Hopefully, we will see each other soon,
Love
and I
you.
appreciate the
Take care.
time. Bye bye.
Bye. See you soon.
Bye
Bye.
bye.